Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. It has been such a long time since I've sat down and filmed a video. I asked for questions for a big update on my Instagram a couple weeks ago, so I have those questions, and then I also asked for some more today on my stories, and I got a lot more. So I'm just gonna hop right into this, and we are just gonna film until I run out of daylight. It is 7:45 right now. I just laid the girls down to bed. And I tried to film this earlier in the day, and then we got this giant thunderstorm and it was pitch black in my house and it wasn't gonna work. There was thunder and lightning happening for a long time, so I had to save this until after bedtime, and here we are. So let's get started. I'm just scrolling all the way to the bottom and I'll answer as many as I can. So this one, which is obviously asked all the time, it says baby number 3, and yes, we definitely want another baby. I would say we are talking about it a lot more lately than we ever have. We've kind of just always said like, oh yeah, we want another baby. But now I think we are kind of like actually thinking like, okay, we should maybe have another. I would say we kind of have a timeline in our head. I don't feel like I need to share that with the internet, but yes, we do want another baby. How are you feeling with Lucy starting kindergarten? I have a lot of mixed feelings. I'm super excited for her. She cannot wait to be a kindergartner. She talks about it all the time. She loves school. I'm not concerned at all with her because she does love school so much, but I'm kind of having a hard time thinking about her being gone 5 days a week. All day long. I have just always been home with both girls and I love it so much. Lucy only ever went to preschool 2 days a week. So yeah, it's gonna be a big adjustment for both of us, but I am really excited for her. And I decided that I wanted to film this video. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick the questions that will get me into the updates that I've been wanting to talk about lately. So here's a good one. And it said, what is your plan with Lubella new products? If you're new around here, my husband and I started an Amazon business called Lubella Supply. They were stretch knit swaddles. We had pacifier clips, and I think it was over 2 years. Don't quote me on that. I'm a little fuzzy on the timeline right now. Products were actually really successful on Amazon. I didn't talk about it a ton on here, but that's because I didn't need to, because they were doing so well on Amazon. I just didn't really need to talk about them very much. However, once Shane started this new job, we really had a lot of conversations about how unrealistic it is to keep it going with his schedule. It's just a lot of work. And I told him, I was like, I don't think that I'm in the spot right now where I can take the time to learn all the back end stuff that he did with Amazon. He did tons, like just an unlimited amount of learning. And I didn't think that I was in the position to take all of that over with everything else going on in his new job. So we actually made the hard decision to sell our business. So we don't own Lubella anymore. So if you follow them on Instagram and you see the people that are posting, it's not me. So we sold the business, and we feel good with that decision. I think it was a really good learning experience. I feel like we did really learn a lot about owning a business. We went back and forth for months. We were like, should we sell it? Should we keep it? Should we work more on it? Should we pull back? And ultimately we found someone to sell it that we felt was gonna keep like the integrity of what we had built thus far. So anyway, I don't have any new products coming out for that because we sold it. I'm at peace with the decision. I did definitely second guess it for a little bit, but we just kind of want to take our investments in a different direction, and I don't think retail was the way that we saw ourselves riding off into the sunset. I don't know if that makes sense. Good question. It says, will you be coming back to YouTube more consistently? And yes, that is the plan. That's why I'm sitting down and filming this video right now. I love YouTube. I've said it before. I love it. I love filming videos, but my life is just busy right now, and I haven't made it as much of a priority. There's a gnat in here. I haven't made it as much of a priority this summer, and usually I do make it a big priority for me because it is a priority and I love it. I never thought that Shane's job that he's in now would extend into the summer, and now it's looking like it's going to possibly extend into the fall. I don't even know at this point. It's just another thing to kind of overwhelm me a little bit, but I just never thought his job would be going into the summer, so I kind of had to pivot, and YouTube ended up on the back burner. But I'm just trying to give the girls a really fun summer and spend as much time with Shane as we can when he is home. And I'm aware that that is just a big fat excuse, but yes, I'm coming back to YouTube. All right, let's see here. What are things making it easier with Shane being away so much? The number one thing that makes my life easier while Shane is gone is definitely my parents being next door. Like today, Lucy had dance, and the last time that I took Stella to dance, she had a mental breakdown because she wanted to go into dance class, but she can't start until she's 3. So she had a breakdown over that, and it was not fun. So I'm super grateful that my mom is next door and I can just ship Stella over there when Lucy has dance, and I can take her alone. Same with like if I need to run to the grocery store after the girls are in bed, I'll just have one of them come over and sit here, and it's amazing. And the other thing is I just feel safer. I have my parents next door for any emergencies, and it's great. So that is the number one thing that definitely helps me. I definitely don't ask them for help as much as I could, but I am very grateful that I have them. For some of your go-to healthy or healthy-ish snacks for your girls. The girls love all fruit, so bananas, oranges, strawberries, blueberries. They eat a lot of fruit. I really love carrots. They especially love shredded carrots, so I just get a bag of organic shredded carrots and they just munch on those throughout the week. I'm trying to think. They love pretzels. Those aren't the healthiest by any means, but they love pretzels. They're pretty good eaters. Honestly, they're not terrible. They are picky sometimes because they're almost 5 and almost 3, but they definitely are pretty good eaters, and I'm happy about that. Also, we make a lot of smoothies in our house, so that's how I get some greens in them and things like that. I have a lot of questions here asking how I'm doing, which is very sweet. First of all, thank you for asking, and I am doing well. I definitely go in spurts where I feel a little overwhelmed, but for the most part, I am good. I'm good. I can be fully transparent here. I'm not gonna act like I just handle this like a rock star all the time. I definitely do have some down days. Last week was one of my harder weeks that I've had since Shane started this job in January, which is crazy that he has been traveling for this long, but he found out that his new position is further out than we expected. It's taking longer, like legally, to do some, you know, business stuff. We don't need to get into that. It's nothing Shane did. It's just business stuff that's taking a little longer. I moped around a little bit for that day when he told me that news, but we're just rolling with the punches. Some days it's just a little hard to be optimistic. So yeah, I have my down days for sure, but I am doing really well. Shane gets home tomorrow. I'll be home all weekend. We get to go on a date Saturday, and we're good. We're good. I'm good. I'm trying to keep my phone away from my face because it keeps changing the lighting, but it's not working. Do you ever miss your life prior to being a mom? I'm struggling. Obviously, I think everyone does a little bit, like just being able to run out the house or just make plans whenever you want and not have to think about little humans. Only times where I feel like I took that for granted, just being able to run out really quick. But I can't say that I really struggle with that very much. I don't know if that's because Lucy is gonna be 5 in a few days, so I've been a mom for a decent amount of time now, and I kind of forgot what it was like before kids since it has been 5 years. I think the reason that I don't struggle with that a ton is because I do try to still make myself a priority. I mean, I definitely let myself go somewhat when I became a parent just because my kids are consuming most of my thoughts. But I do still try to do things for myself that make me feel fun and hip like the good old days. But I am sorry that you're struggling with that. I feel like I definitely had those thoughts a lot more when Lucy was smaller. But I've just had these 2 kids on my back at all times for several years now, so it's just all I know. What is your next house project, big or small? I restained our deck last week all by myself, and then my next project coming up probably in the next couple weeks is that I want to redo the playroom. The girls have just been spending more time up there lately. I just really want it to be more functional so we can spend like a lot of our days upstairs instead of bringing all our toys down here. So I would say my next project is probably the playroom. Consider making plant videos to help give us some plant tips and plant care advice. I would definitely do that if you're interested. I'm very passionate about plants. It is really fun for me and I love talking about them. Like, look at me light up when I talk about plants. I love them a lot. So if you are interested in that, I would absolutely love to do plant videos. I'm by no means an expert, but I do feel like I have a decent handle on a lot of plants. But yeah, definitely not an expert, but if you want that, let me know. How far apart are your girls? They are right at 2 years apart. Lucy's birthday is July 18th and Stella's birthday is August 17th. So they're 1 day short of being 2 years and 1 month apart. But they are definitely close together. They are absolutely best friends, but they bigger. so hard like sisters. How often do you drink and what is your drink of choice? I don't have like a regular schedule of drinking. I will say that I do drink more in the summer just because it's fun to be outside and have a cold beverage. But probably only a few times a month. I hardly ever drink at home. I never drink during the week. So yeah, probably only a few times a month. Definitely not something I'm like fiending for, and it was never something that I missed while I was pregnant with both the girls, so I'm not concerned about doing that again. And also I think you asked what my favorite drink was, and I'm obsessed with High Noons. I love High Noons so much, and they don't give me a stomach ache. They're delicious. So I love High Noons, and then in the winter I like wine. But I like sweet wine. I don't like anything dry. The lighting just keeps getting worse, and now it looks like I'm in a horror movie. Anyway, how's the flip house coming along, or did I miss an update on it? No, you didn't miss an update. I haven't talked about it. It's coming along. Again, that's another thing that you just have to expect delays as much as you would want it to happen on time. So we are hoping that it would be done very soon, but it looks like it's gonna be pushed back somewhat. There was just a miscommunication with some of the contractors, and we had to get a new contractor, but it's going. We just had to do some inspections, and it's coming along, and I'm excited for it to be finished. Your favorite dinner while Shane is away? Hands down, sushi. I get sushi almost every week that Shane is out of town. He's not out of town every single week. Sometimes he only has to travel a couple nights and then he's home. But anytime that he's gone for like a whole week, I always treat myself to sushi. So that is definitely what I get. I'm gonna try to do like 5 more questions before I'm completely out of light. So this one says, what's your plans on moving and building? We don't have any immediate plans to leave this house. I love this house. I'm content in this house. It's everything we need right now. However, our long-term, very loud truck outside my window. However, our long-term goal is to live in the country on a bunch of land and to build a house in the country and just live out in the boonies. Probably the more like 5-7 year plan. What's your posting schedule for YouTube? I love your videos so much. As you guys can tell, I don't have a posting schedule, but thank you, that means a lot to me. Do you have a current show you're watching or binging? I just don't love picking up new television shows. I know that there's a ton of amazing shows out there, but I am just a creature of habit, and I love my same like feel-good shows. So the show that I'm watching right now is The Nanny, because it came on HBO Max, and you never used to be able to stream The Nanny anywhere. I have the DVD set. I have the whole box set, but it's not fun to switch out DVDs. So when I saw it was on HBO Max, I decided to watch it again, and I'm almost done. I actually only have like 3 episodes left, and it's just my feel-good show. I love it. I never get tired of it. I've seen it an unlimited amount of times, but I just love having it on in the background. Like while I'm doing dishes or whatever. I've just been loving watching that. So that is currently what I'm watching, but I am almost done with it. And then I'm just impatiently waiting for Yellowstone to come back. If you guys haven't watched Yellowstone, what are you doing? It is so good. I really didn't want to watch it, but Shane made me. And I'm glad he did, because it's an awesome show and I cannot wait for it to come back. But they're saying it's gonna be the fall now. I thought it was gonna be June. Only other show that's on currently that I watch is Good Girls, but it just got canceled, and I'm like, this is what I get for picking up a new show. It got canceled. So yeah, that's about it. This one says, how are you such a calm mom? I am not a calm mom all the time. I'm not. I only get fed up sometimes, but I think ultimately my personality is kind of just like, we'll just let it ride, you know, just figure it out. We'll go with the flow. Kind of just how I handle life is we'll just figure it out. So I think it's just my personality. I'm just kind of more mellow when it comes to most things, but I'm definitely not all the time. I don't want you to think that I'm just like this unicorn mother, because I'm in the trenches with you. We are getting spicy. This one says, how's your sex life with Shane traveling so much? Anyone in my personal life that just wants to skip ahead, just like 1 minute, just obviously it has been impacted with Shane traveling, and he's only home sometimes 2 nights a week. It's true when they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. Is that what they say? It's definitely been impacted, obviously, because we're not around each other, but it's just not something we've ever struggled with, because when we're together, we're good. I answer one last question and we're gonna call it quits. And this one is still, while we're on the subject of Shane, lots of questions about our scenario with his job, but this one is a good one. So this says, do you ever worry about Shane cheating while he's traveling so much? All right, I know that there are definitely cases out there where people will say, I had no idea that my husband was cheating on me. I never would have ever thought that he would do that to me. I know there's people out there like that. But when I say that I know without a shadow of a doubt that Shane Albert is not on the road cheating on me, I mean it. He is not out there cheating on me, and it's not something that even like crosses through my brain. He's just a very honest person, and I trust him 1,000,000%. And I know that everything he does for our family, and I know that he would not ever try to jeopardize our family. He loves his kids too much, and he knows how crazy I would be if I found out he was cheating on me. Not that the reason he is not cheating on me is because I'm crazy. That's not what I mean. But it's just not at all on our radar. We trust each other completely, and that is it. No worries there. He is stuck to this caboose forever, and that's the way he likes it. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting my channel. I can't wait to pump out some more videos for you. I hope this was an entertaining Q&A to watch. If you have any more questions, leave them down below. I love to insert any questions into vlogs. Whatever you have for me, I can do it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.